Hi guys, it's Carcer coming back with some more Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 multiplayer gameplay. Playing as the Orcs as always. Taking much the same fleet as we usually do. Got 3 Dreadnought or Garg Daka battleships, 2 battlecruiser hammers, and a selection of escorts. So in this first match we are playing against Klokuzek? Klokuzek? Yeah, sounds about right. He's going to be playing as the Space Marines. So first off, we're just going to spread out our escort ships, just get them dotted around the map to capture points as required. Got to be careful with your escorts because obviously Space Marines have got a lot of ordnance options for taking them out, and you've got no way of concealing yourself. So I'm thinking the escorts on the left there, I can probably cover them with fighters if need be, or just duck them into the main fleet so they can use their point defense. And then the other two have got a gas cloud they can duck into if I see stuff starting to fly their way. So all I'm seeing of the enemy ship is enemy fleet is 3 blips currently. It's looking like, yeah, that blip on the right is moving slightly faster. Nobody's boosting yet, so I'm guessing it's going to be 2 battle barges there on the left and probably a strike cruiser on the right. I think, yeah, with the that would probably leave enough points left over for a couple of escorts. So we'll see if any points start being captured by invisible ships, and then we'll know. So I'm thinking the ship he's got out there on its own, the strike cruiser presumably, I'm thinking that could be the flagship, and he might be trying to pull some micro warp jump shenanigans. So I'm just going to move over and engage the 2 ships on the left, 2 barges, and hopefully get them ground down before the other ship can even join in. Keeping an eye out for torpedoes coming out. I've got an asteroid field just to the right of my battleship group, which I can duck into. Okay, it looks like... oh no, that's just the 2 barges. Okay. Yeah, so I can duck into that asteroid belt on the right there if you need to. Just 2 groups of fighters coming out at the moment. So I'm not particularly worried about them. It could be they're screening for a torpedo wall. So I'll just need to keep an eye out. Get the fleet swapped over to brace for impact. Just try and get rid of them as quickly as possible. But I'm not seeing any sign of torps. A lot of lances though, so I guess it means he's got the lance variant, which hopefully means no boarding torpedoes. Okay, over on the right hand side of the map, my 2 groups of escorts have captured the far right and the point nearest to my deployment zone. Just going to drop a stasis bubble and hopefully catch both of them with the help of a judicious tractor beam. Okay, just catch the flag. Kind of screwed up the fighter bombers there. Should have set them onto the battle cruiser. Should have been plenty to take care of those 2 waves of bombers, but it shouldn't be an issue. Just took a massive morale hit on one of my battleships. I guess he must have hit me with the Calexis. That's fine, we'll just get him rallied. From the look of the damage I'm taking, I think he's got weapons prioritised. I had a bollocks up the fighter bombers again. I just gave the bombers some free hits. Okay, I caught one with the bombers. Except I think I'm going to lose my fighters to defense. Oh, here comes the strike cruiser. Going for a ram on a battleship. I mean, yeah, that's an interesting choice. So we're just going to mess up his movement again with another stasis bomb. We've got the tractor cannon up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'll just catch that that second battle barge if he tries to grab it. Yeah, looks like he's trying to avoid it, so I'll just drag him into the bubble, keep him nice and close. So the strike cruiser, he's just taking a ton of fire from the heavy guns while the mega cannons go to work on the flagship. So both of them are going to be down in pretty short order. And at this point I've realised I've completely forgotten about my escorts, so I'll go and get them involved, just grabbing points to be on the safe side. I mean, even in situations where it looks like you're almost certainly going to win, it's always a good idea just to grab all those points anyway, because with the random nature of orcs, you can never be too careful, just in case your entire fleet routes for some reason. You get some unlucky fires and debt criticals. It's not something I have a chance. Okay, I'll just drag him back. I do have his engines prioritised. I think I've had that since the start of the game, but no red engine criticals as of yet. Try and keep as much of the fleet on lock-on as possible, just for that extra critical chance, and obviously for the range and accuracy buff as well. So I'm not going to do the stasis just now. There's no point really, because he'll just be able to boost out of it. I don't actually have a tractor ready at the moment. Another mutiny on my flagship. But I'm thinking between the two battle cruisers and the other battleship, which has still got its engines alive, then shouldn't have any trouble taking this guy down. To launch some strike craft of my own for a bit of extra boarding, and he's about to drop into the red crew step, so that should take out his engines. There we go, red engine damage, and he's going nowhere. And he went for the capitulate. Quite right. I'm guessing he's probably a newer player. Oh well, a level 11. Certainly newer, but not newbie. Yeah, I don't know about those battle barge based Space Marine fleets. I just feel like they're still underpowered. Especially if you're taking the lance variants and not going for the torpedo ones. And I feel if you cut back on the amount of boarding damage that your Space Marine fleet can do, you're really not playing to their strengths. It might be okay against certain fleets. But I think with orcs, you definitely want all that extra boarding so you can break the morale. Break morale, destroy decks. That's the combo you want to go for with them. Also, with orcs being so unmaneuverable, once you've done your red button, then having those direct fire kind of tight spread torpedoes can be very, very damaging. Because I mean, if you've burned your big red button boost, then there's pretty much nothing you can do to stop a volley of them from slamming into the side of your, or the back, even worse, if one of your ships. Okay, I'm just jumping straight into a second game now. Let's see what we've got this time. New Parain in the Admech. Vaguely recognise this name. I think I've played him before. Just give him the standard Hiya. I can't remember what fleet he went for, but let's just go ahead and assume it's going to be a whole bunch of Nova cannons. So I'm going to stick the whole fleet on reload. Want to get them boosted up the map as quickly as possible. If it looks like I'm going to take a big hit on something and I can't dodge it any other way, I'll swap them over onto brace for impact. Obviously we're taking the overload shields for the flagship in case he tries to snipe him down with the first volley of Novas. And then the rest of the fleet I'm just going to get nice and spread out so that only one ship's going to get hit any time. So I'm thinking he's going to go for that central 3-point, nice tight triangle in the middle there. Where's the 5th point? Okay, the 5th point's in the gas cloud over in the far right. Okay, no, it looks like he's gone. So he's got his fleet tucked away in the right hand corner. I guess he thought I would go for those points, and so he's positioned himself as far away as possible, just to make my travel time longer, which, yeah, makes sense. But that gives me free reign to capture all of the points over on the left hand side of the map, so I'll just get my escorts on that right now. And then start moving my main fleet towards his, making sure to keep them spread out so that I don't take unnecessary Nova hits on multiple ships. Escorts in the right here, I'll just take a slightly circuitous route to get over to that right hand capture point. I'm thinking he's probably going to rabbit. I mean, he can't go right, so he's going to have to go left towards the middle of the map. So that should leave those two escorts more or less unmolested to capture that point. Plus they'll have gas cloud cover anyway, so I'll just make it so they arrive there after my main fleet is engaged. So I'm going to boost up the battleship group. I'm thinking I'll probably have, I should have enough time to charge the big red button again with them on reload and with the big red button upgrade. And okay, it looks like 3 Arc Mechanicus. So that must be Orb of the Omnissiah going down. Yep. So we'll just go around that. Now, unfortunately, that does delay my battleships from reaching the engagement before the battle cruiser, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like he's trying to separate my battleships and then he's diving towards me, the battle cruisers. This is going to be another orb. Another orb in the battleships, and then, yeah, with the shields down, I'm guessing he's going to go for a proper Nova cannon shot there, so I'll just go to brace for impact. It's fine, mitigate a bit of that damage. Because he has only got 3 Arc Mechanicus, then it's not like he can totally nuke my fleets with Nova shots, so really it's probably more the conventional weapons on these battleships that are going to be the more dangerous. Specifically the lances taking out my decks. So he's decided to boost his battleship straight into mine, so I guess I'll just cause a little pile up here. So unfortunately, I don't have the stasis bomb that I would normally like to take against a fleet like this because I've taken that overload shields, and it looks like I'm not even going to need it. So we've got decks focused, so we're just going to try and make them all mutiny because Admech are very weak against that. Get some boarding off as well. Just try and board the no, well, okay. Chuck a couple of boarding on the flagship as well. So that's going to help with both of them, getting them mutiny down. I'll just cause another pile up. All 3 hits. There goes the first mutiny on the flagship, and his deck's destroyed. I don't know if he's got a rally still available though. I'm guessing he does. Yeah, he why he hasn't popped his rally? I'm pretty sure you can still pop rally after your deck's been destroyed as long as the countdown's there. Maybe he doesn't realise? Strange. Well, flagship goes down, so that'll be another mutiny on the second Ark Mechanicus. Completely forgot about them. So the 3 escorts in the bottom left will make short work of the Admech escort. These other escorts he's got sat here, they're just going to get shredded. And crew's going to die on the other Ark Mechanicus, leaving just this last one. I'll just tractor him if he tries to get away. No, 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 no. Argle. Argle indeed. And that's him. We've got engine damage now, and he should be going down shortly. May as well send some boarders over just to get a good view of the explosion. And that's that. All 5 points captured, all ships dead. Again, Admech, that's a fleet I don't agree with taking triple Ark Mechanicus build. I mean, with Admech, their strength is the Nova Cannons. Again, as with the Space Marines, where their main strength is their boarding, with the Admech, it's those Novas. So if you're going to go with any Ark Mechanicus, I'd maybe go with one, and then just go cruisers for the rest of your fleet. I mean, again, like especially against orcs and the other less maneuverable factions, Necrons, those Nova Cannons are absolutely deadly. And even against fleets like Eldar fleets, all those Orb of the Omnissiahs can be very useful for blocking off escape routes and just making it difficult for them to maneuver. I mean, Eldar fleets are going to have a field day with a bunch of Ark Mechanicus. And what are they going to do to them? Oh well. Okay. Now we've got New Parain in Orcs this time. I see he's rocking some Evil Sons Orcs. Good man, that's what I like to see. Now, when I get into the situation where people try to play me Orc v Orc after they've played me initially, usually that means I'm going to come up against a battleship heavy fleet, which yeah, this fleet's kind of weak against Ork fleets are weak against other Ork fleets which have more battleships. That's the golden rule. So I'm almost certain that's the case. So we're just going to have to outsmart and outmaneuver the enemy. And as always, cap as many points as possible. I'm not going to fully commit my escorts until I know exactly where he's going. Because if he's got some kind of escort, his own escort fleet are quite concentrated in any one place. I obviously don't want to lose my escorts early doors. I don't want them running into maybe a light cruiser with a couple of escorts, because they will certainly lose that fight. So it looks like it has spread out, and it's, yep, 3 battleships, 4 battleships. All are Ordsguard Dakas with the mega cannons. It looks like 4 savages. So it's quite similar to mine, except he's only gone for the one battle cruiser and gone for an extra battleship and less escorts, which is going to be better in a straight up brawl, which is what this is obviously going to turn into, but not so good.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
It's not so flexible. I mean, the reason I started taking battle cruisers with just with those like 2 utility fighter slots was to fend off especially impalers after the impalers got buffed a few patches back. But just for scouting purposes, it's been so useful to have those 2 fighters. I really want to get rid of them now. So it looks like his left-hand group with the battle cruiser and battleship are going to try and capture that far left point. So I'm just going to hang back with my own escort groups. I'm just going to conceal them in the gas cloud and asteroid field down at the bottom left there. And I'm going to boost my whole fleet over to the right for 2 reasons. First, I'm going to take out the group of escorts that he's got coming over to meet mine in the right-hand side. He's got 4 to my 3, so I'm just going to get my main fleet over there to help out my escorts, taking them out. That'll give me the far right point. And the other thing this will do is it means I'm going to be able to engage his fleet side on. So I don't want to be just ramming headlong into his fleet. I want the long edge of his fleet to be meeting the blob of my ships, basically. So this prevents him from flanking around the back of me, and it makes it a lot easier for me to use the stasis bomb and tractor cannon to mess up his fleet movement. If possible, try and separate off his flagship. It also means when he goes for his boost to rush in and charge me, then I'll be able to push the lead ship back into the rest of his ships, causing lots of morale and a decent bit of hull damage to them as well. So as you can see, his 3 battleships there are now going to have to come at me kind of one ahead, one in front of the other. So I've taken out 1 brute. Unfortunately, I'm going to take a bit of a nasty ram from the second brute because I can't boost here. Unfortunately, I just went into lock-on, so I wasn't able to brace for impact. But that's fine. I want to be in lock-on anyway. So my escorts on the right are now winning that engagement. My escorts on the left are starting to capture the points over on the left hand side of the map. So he's gone for a tractor, which does absolutely nothing. And now, here's what I'm talking about. You ram the first ship back and it causes a pile-up. Unfortunately, I don't catch any of them in the stasis bubble, which is a bit of a pest. I was hoping that the three of them would get pushed back, but they were still boosting after the yeah, they were still boosting after the tractor ran out, which is a shame. But we've got our first mutiny on one of the Ork battleships, so that's good. So we're just going to switch targets to that second one, who's also on very low morale. Fortunately, you get his shields back up. I'll just keep plugging away. I managed to just pop my wah songs, I think, before my battleship, my flagship went down. But yeah, he went down super quick. He was taking some pretty nasty crits. So I've got, I don't know what that tractor was in purpose of. So I'm going to take down this right-hand battleship. I'm going to go into the brace for impact and go for a ram on his flagship. Right, now, nice little ram, popped it, sweet mutiny. And the deck is damaged on the flag, so he's popped his rally. So hopefully this second ram should be enough to well, cause some fire, so that'll get the mutiny that way. That's fine. Two different ways to achieve the same result. And there goes the mutiny, and the flagship should be going down in seconds. So the situation now is he has got one battleship left, and the rest of his fleet is mutinying away. Oh, and a mutiny on his remaining battleship. Will he be able to rally? Yes, he has. Okay, so he's rallied, but he's now got a red deck, so he won't be doing that again. So I'll just see if I can get him to mutiny as well, just through ship destruction. I don't want him getting too close to me, so I'll just get a couple of shots off, then I'll boost these two escorts away, and then turn around and start firing again on that ship. They're in lock-on, so there's a pretty decent fire chance. But I mean, I shouldn't really need that to get rid of his last sliver of points anyway. Over on the left side, my other two groups of escorts are capturing that nice triangle of points. Enemy is about 500 points ahead at this point, but 500. Let's said the word point quite a lot there. But that'll soon change if I can just get one more ship killed, and obviously I'm now controlling 4 out of the 5 points as well. Okay, and the battleship is gone. So I was considering going for that battle cruiser, but I don't think I'm going to have time really to chip him down before he gets off the edge of the map, so I'm just going to boost into this cloud over here. I don't really want the enemy ship going towards the center of the map and contesting points, because I'm not really I'm still far enough behind that potentially it could be a problem. But I mean, I think the game is pretty much as good as won at this point. But we'll just lead him on a merry chase anyway. So back one's going down. I'll see if I can maybe go for a ram. Nah, he's got too many fires on. He's dead. Now this other escort that I've got down here, I'm not going to boost him because at the moment he's still going to be concealed from being in the gas cloud. So is the enemy going to turn and try and engage the rest of my ships and capture some of them? I mean, if he might turn and go for that bottom middle point, but no, he's still boosting after my escort. Now I think I should be able to keep him out of visual, just on the edge. Lovely. That's fine, so I'll just keep him moving down towards the corner. Hopefully the battleship will just carry on following. And you may as well go and cap some other points then. I mean, I could take all the remaining escorts and try and engage this battleship. He has got a his deck's destroyed, so if he can get his shields down, cause a bit more damage, then I mean, it's possible I could take him out, but it's a bit risky. I suppose I could just leave one escort hiding somewhere and go for it, but nah. I've got 4 points, I'll just hold on to those. No need to take any unnecessary risks. So that was great. I mean, yeah, fleet got toasted, but I mean that was to be expected, going up against a 4 battleship fleet. But just through targeting their decks and, like I say, that having that edge on engagement, because I think what was critical in that fight was that first tractor cannon where I managed to get his 3 lead battleships to collide into one another, because I don't think any of them had brace for impact on. They were all set to lock on, so they took the full morale hit, possibly a bit of crit damage as well. I wasn't really paying attention, but that just meant once we got into the shootout brawl, that put me at a massive advantage.
To victory by strategic points.
So unfortunately my opponent doesn't know when to capitulate, and it's pretty clear that it's over. My solo escort's going to go and just sit in that right hand point, but yeah, game's done. Oh, looks like it's turning to go for that other escort. I'll just turn away. Argle, yeah. Just remind my opponent about the capitulate button for next time. I mean, you could use it at the start of the match, I guess. Let's say it was all about time. I capitule never. Cool. Okay, that's grand. Right, that's it then. Cheers, guys. See you in the next one.